ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
All right, I'm going to now give you who I think he's most jealous of.
Okay.
In order. Okay, so let's start with Governor Wes Moore. This is who I think Trump is most jealous of right now. All right, play the clip.
You launched a redistricting commission, despite the fact that the president of Maryland's Senate, who's a Democrat, opposes doing that in the mid-decade. And the Washington Post had a critical assessment of that. They're saying Governor Moore is trying to pretend that he's principled. He claims his goal is to make sure Maryland has fair and representative maps and ensure that people are heard. But make no mistake, according to the Washington Post, what the governor really wants to do is disenfranchise his Republican constituents. How do you respond to that, sir?
I can respond to the Washington Post with 5 letters, IDGAF. But I can tell you this, when I'm thinking about what it means to have fair maps inside of the state of Maryland and knowing that our people's voices should be heard, that is actually the reason that I put together a bipartisan redistricting commission, where their job is actually to listen to people. Their job is to making sure that we can have a bipartisan approach to make sure that every part of our state is represented and that when we're putting together our maps, that the people's voices are heard. And we go through this process every single decade. Every state does. But what I know is this, is if there are other states that are now going to go through the process in a mid-decade to say, do we have fair maps? Why should we sit on our hands? But Texas can do it. And Florida can do it, and Ohio can do it, but somehow when Maryland says, well, maybe we should take a look at it too, that somehow we're the problem. So I just think that level of hypocrisy it's not even worth a response, and that's why I think the focus is, I want this commission to do their job. I want this commission to be able to make sure that Maryland has fair maps to vote on come next November, and I am not going to let Donald Trump decide what our democracy looks like. We are going to let the people of Maryland decide what our democracy looks like.
Yeah, I don't blame him for being jealous, this man. And to be able to say, you know, IDGAF in such fluid and just keep going and didn't, you know, he didn't do it like, you know, he just, you know, this is 5 letters. And
I like that energy, man. Like that's representation right there. You know, shout out to the people of Maryland. I know y'all feel like y'all got a real one because I love what he said.
All right. Who else is he jealous of? Representative Jasmine Crockett. Democrat from the great state of Texas, 30th district. Play that clip, Smiz, and leave my mic
Donald
open.
Trump isn't some misunderstood genius. He is a walking indictment with a microphone. A man who screams about everyone else's IQ while tripping over the most basic test of all. Tell the truth. Respect the law. Don't treat the country like your personal crime scene. He called himself a stable genius. All right? Let's talk about that genius. A genius who tried to throw out millions of legitimate votes because he didn't like the results. A genius who stands on rally stages bragging about law and order while his legal calendar looks like a tour schedule. A genius who treats the Constitution like a napkin they handed him with his cheeseburger. He attacks my intelligence. He attacks my colleagues. He attacks any black woman, any strong woman, any journalist, any judge, any prosecutor who dares to say, sir, you don't get to be above the law. That's his pattern. When a woman holds up a mirror, he calls it a witch hunt. When a black woman reads him the rules, he calls it radical. No, sir, it's called accountability. You haven't met much of that in your life, and it shows.
There you go. Thank you, Jasmine Crockett. He had the nerve to say she has a low IQ and he can't read or spell or pronounce. At least I'm gonna go.
I love her, really, and she made me think about something like, you know how like on this show you'll play Fannie Lou Hamer, right? And it's like I was watching a documentary a while ago that was about like adjacently about her, and she had her own section in it. But at the time, there were a lot of people that didn't like how she showed up. You know what I mean?
It's
They
true.
didn't
No,
like.
it is very true. Those silk
Yeah.
stocking, very,
Mhm.
because
They didn't like it.
she was sharecropping, coming through with the pocketbook and the,
Right.
no.
But there's a reason that you play that clip, because and you don't play the clip of the people that didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Jasmine gives me that vibe. Like, the people don't be ready for change. And a lot of times we're not understanding of it when we see it, or we're too caught up in the moment to understand they looking beyond that horizon. But like, that'll stand the test of time, what she's saying. Like, that's not popular with everybody. A lot of people don't like how she said it, that she said it, who she is that is saying it. But those are the people that people look back at and go, oh, they weren't afraid. Westmore with the IDGAF, he wasn't afraid. Like, that's what we're not gonna look back at the Fettermans. You know what I mean? We're not gonna look back at.
We will, but not kindly.
You won't be playing a clip on to go to the next segment. You know what I'm saying?
This was a sellout person who probably should never have been in.
Exactly. Like, it's so interesting, and that pattern repeats so often. But like, the bold people that fight back is who we think we are and want to be in a time of crisis, who we should look to. And yet, every time, Martin Luther King, you gotta calm on that down, brother. Look, we can just sit in the back seats and don't worry about it. Like, it's that mentality, but you gotta really fight against it in yourself, to not push back on those folks sometimes. Like, it's good to hear both of those younger politicians speaking like that.
I'm not done. So we're gonna go to Ohio now. Ohio's 11th district. I know a lot of people like Nina Turner, and that's fine. We could like all of them. But Chantel Brown, Representative Brown.
Yes.
Okay, here's what she had to say.
So we want to talk about abuse of power, huh? Well, let me start here. President Trump's only expertise on crime is committing it, not preventing it, enabling it, not ending it, and covering it up, not cleaning it up. He is a convicted felon. He has illegally frozen federal funding. He has assaulted the rule of law at every turn. He has consistently violated constitutionally protected due process rights, and he has unleashed a corporate agenda to enrich himself and his wealthy donors. Right now, as we sit here, Trump is bending over backwards to protect Ghislaine Maxwell, a convicted sex trafficker who preyed on children, and blocking the release of the Epstein files to shield criminals from accountability. In the last 10 months alone, he has pardoned countless white-collar fraudsters who ripped off the American people, often conveniently after they cozied up to him. And let's not forget, Trump pardoned every single person charged or convicted in the January 6th insurrection. That included 172 people who pleaded guilty to assaulting law enforcement. It included dozens of repeat offenders, people with prior convictions for rape, manslaughter, and sexual abuse of a minor. And it included at least 10 individuals who have already been rearrested for new crimes. So spare us the talk of law and order, because under Trump, that only means lawlessness for his friends and punishment for everyone else.
Yeah, we have some leaders out there.
Yes,
we need
we
more.
do.
We need more. This
I love what
needs to
you
be the
just
standard.
did. You highlighted them though, because that's something that it's so thankless to even be a good leader at times. Because we them 8 people that mess it up, we be like, oh, this how all of them are, and then it's like it's people within the party. It's like, no, I'm just as mad at them, if not more. Like, they messing it up for me too. So yeah, I love hearing those young voices, man. And shout out to shout out to Nina Turner and everything, but she didn't have a chance in that race. Well, like,
yeah. And moving forward, y'all, because that became a wedge item too. Yeah. There was this like progressive wing, and she's an op. Can we stop with the ops for now? Like, just can we put the op thing on pause for the next 3 years till we can, like, just for a minute, right? Let's
need
try
that.
to figure out.
I need that. I don't know if I can give that one up. That's tough. I'm
right,
gonna
so
leave it up to y'all. Don't go too egregious. It'll pop out.
Okay, what op do you want to keep? Because I'm saying that they were labeling Chantel
I know what
as an
you're
op.
saying.
Like which op do you want to keep? Which?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I'm just saying, I might pull it out. I don't know if I could go cold turkey on op. I feel like
all right. I'm just
people
saying,
be doing
like,
oppish behavior.
Yes, okay, we can call out the behavior, but I think in the interest of getting across the finish line, in the interest of getting our rights and resources, this foundational, this versus that, and this.
Oh no, I ain't with that. I ain't with that.
I'm just saying it's all part of the same tactic
but
to keep us divided.
Okay,
I'm just
I hate to do this, but the op thing though is really more of a warning in practice than a true designation. I think, like I say, 10% is people really being like, it's too late. But I feel like we use it 90% of the time as a warning, like, hey, you a op, like you sounding kind of obvious, and he's like, you could pull back. You could. That's your chance to be like, oh no, player. That's not what I didn't mean it that way. Now.
Okay. So we use it as a shot across the bow.
It's a shot. It's a warning shot. Like you getting
gather. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. I just need us to get.
Yeah, but you're right though, because sometimes it's not good to end fighting, and sometimes it's just people literally. It's like, remember the minimum wage fight that was like, I think $15 is enough. Well, I think $13 is enough. It's like, hey, y'all can get that together. Like that's not a real fight.
There's enough there that we can agree on.
Okay, 14. Right. Like y'all, 14, like 15, what are we fighting about? Like nobody get minimum wage till y'all can agree on one number. That's just stupid. Versus, the op would be like, you shouldn't make nothing. Slavery, bring it back. That's an op,
I think that's something different, but we'll talk about it. All right, I'm going to play one more, and then we're going to go get some calls in. Another 33-year-old, I didn't know who she was, Democrat from Arizona's 3rd District. And this, again, names I hadn't heard. Her name is Jasmine Ansari. Now, she's directing her comments to Virginia Fox, who, if you've seen Virginia Fox, she's a little cockeyed. She looks like one of the like a prison a prison guard from the 1950s, like. And she's that age, like she was that. 1950.
She could have been a 1950s.
Could have been a prison guard in 1950. She's from North Carolina. She's from Virginia Fox, 5th District. You know who it is. You know. Okay. Okay. So, Jasmine Ansari, play it.
Thank you, Ms. Bonamici. Ms. Ansari, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome back from your 8 weeks of taxpayer-funded vacation. It's good to see you, and I hope
I'm going to interrupt you.
Republicans
I'm going to interrupt you, please. I am sick and tired of hearing you all say we had an 8-week vacation.
That's exactly what happened.
I worked every day. I don't know about you, but I don't want to hear another soul
we all worked
say that.
Every single day, and that's exactly what happened with Speaker Mike Johnson.
You're recognized.
I hope that you all enjoyed yourselves while American families looked at their letters from their health insurance companies, terrified that their insurance premiums were going to double or triple while the House was out of session for 53 days. That is unacceptable, Madam Chair.
She said, I'll fix it. I'm going to double down on it. She's the youngest woman member of Congress right now. It's
some, we got some people in there that's some fighters, man.
Yeah, she's from Iran. Her parents are Iranian, Persian. Yes, this is going to be interesting.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not beg.